What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the MLB slate for Wednesday. We have a 10-game main slate, which is down to 9 games after one got postponed. So let's get started. As always, appreciate if you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Only a couple of really good pitching options on the slate today, only a couple of aces. So we do have a lot of potential bats to target. Looking at the totals today, seems like the same teams have the best matchups. The Blue Jays have had such good matchups over the past week, 2 weeks. We see that the Red Sox are another good spot. The Astros continue to be in a good spot because they're facing off against Baltimore for another series, and we know Baltimore has one of the worst pitching staffs of the entire MLB and maybe one of the worst in a while. Now to get a square off against Matt Harvey, who has been dreadful in his past 2 months, 3 months. He has a 10+ ERA in his past 10 starts. He's not getting strikeouts as much as he did earlier in the season. 55 strikeouts in 68 innings. He's given up a ton of bombs already, and this Astros team, super powerful lineup up and down. So they have to be one of the best stacks on the slate. And then we have the Toronto Blue Jays, who continue to be such a powerful offense. If you've been stacking them every single game this season, you made a lot of money so far. It worked out great. Yesterday was Simeon going nuts at super low ownership, and I think they are going to be in another great spot to target today, especially with Simeon at second base, Bichette, Vlad, and then the outfield. You got 3 really good and powerful right-handed bats. Make that 4 with Teoscar, Springer, Gurriel, and Grichuk. All hit lefties well. And you can go with Springer if you want a bit of a cheaper guy. We know how good he was against lefties back when he was with Houston. And then you can also go Grichuk just because he's pretty affordable, and he also mashes lefties. So looking at the pitching matchups for today, we only have Bassett and Nola as your 2 clear-cut aces. You can go with Luis Garcia against this watered-down Baltimore team. But for me, I'm going to go with Aaron Nola against the Marlins. He's at home. He's been pitching really well recently. The offense hasn't been there. Besides that tough start in San Fran, he put up back-to-back 30-plus point outings against both New York teams. Against the Mets last game, he struck out 10. His first 10 outs were all strikeouts, which tied the Major League record. I think we don't expect anything like that again today, but he definitely been racking up the strikeouts recently, and I think this matchup is conducive to strikeouts again against Miami. And then for your second pitcher, I think you can take a shot on Musgrove against Cincinnati. You can go with Shohei Ohtani. The Yankees have a 5+ total, but I don't really agree with it. Ohtani's been so good all season. I don't see him getting kind of hit around here. He's been great. Very good with the strikeouts. 82 strikeouts in 59 innings, and he's only $8,700, so I'll take a shot on him just because in that range you have Musgrove, who's decent. You have German, who I'd probably go Ohtani over German, and then you don't have that many of the other good options here. So I really like the Nola-Ohtani pairing. You get 2 guys with a lot of strikeouts, and I know Nola might be popular, but I don't think Ohtani will be too popular today. And looking at some bats to target, we have first baseman Michael Chavis, first/second baseman. They're facing off against a lefty, and usually when that happens, you'll see Chavis in the lineup. Whether he bats leadoff, which he has at times if they decide to bump Kike Hernandez down a little bit, or whether he bats near the bottom of the order, I think he's still a good value play at just $3,600. Not a lot of great first base options in that range, so he definitely sticks out, especially if he bats near the top of the order. If he bats near the bottom, you maybe could pivot to any of these other hitters if they're batting Dozier if he's batting near the top of the order, but I don't mind him. We also have seen them play Danny Santana a bit, but he's been struggling recently. I definitely think Chavis will be in the lineup today. If you wanted to pay up at the position, it's going to be for guys like Vlad. At $5,900, you have Yuli Gurriel, also somewhat playable. He's 51. He's kind of expensive, but you got to like the Astros offense today. Second baseman, it has to be Simeon, who looks really good again. Put up 37 in his last game yesterday. He's been so good all season. He has to be the best option. I like him more than Altuve just because Altuve is not facing off against a lefty. And we know, if you look at Simeon's numbers, they're very good against lefties. Other guys that look appealing at the position here are pretty much cheap options here. If you wanted to go affordable, you can look to maybe some of these value guys like Fletcher. His leadoff hitter at only 27 against German. He's not going to hit home runs, but he can get on base, maybe get some runs scored. maybe get an RBI or two. He looks like a Vine value option. Over at third base, I've been playing Toro a bunch, and I don't think that has to change today. He's in another good spot. He continues to get hits. He continues to play pretty well defensively, so he continues to earn spots in the lineup, and he just doesn't strike out. So he puts the ball in play, which always gives you a chance to put up some fantasy points. So I'm going to go with him again. At third base, just because I'm paying up at pitcher a little bit, we'll need to get some value plays in here, and I like Chavis and Toro as my two value plays. In the outfield, another value play on the Red Sox is Hunter Renfroe. He's only $3,600. We know how much power he has, especially against southpaws, and Minor gives up bombs. Hunter Renfroe is super hot right now. Want to rock with guys like Renfroe, who's super streaky when he's on a hot streak. 343 in his last 10 with 3 bombs. I think that can change to 4 bombs after today. Also gives you that double dong upside. He had a 3-hit game recently. He's been really seeing the ball well. And he's super cheap, so you got to consider him. And then another Houston player who's been good all season. He gets hits. He kind of flies under the radar a little bit because everybody's going Alvarez. Everybody's going with like Altuve, Bregman. But Brantley's been super consistent. 372 in his last 10. He also has some power. 4 home runs isn't great, but we've seen him have like 15, 20 home run games or 20 home run seasons in the past. But if he's going to continue to get hits at this sort of rate, he's just super safe. 45 isn't too crazy of a price tag. Just does not strike out. My God, 28 strikeouts and 246 at bats. He's gonna put the ball in play, which is why he has such a high average. And at this price tag, I'll definitely take it. So that's pretty much it for the DraftKings plays. Let's jump over to FanDuel. All right, so for FanDuel, I kind of already had the plays on the screen, but I like a couple of the same guys. Toro, I like Teoscar Hernandez just because he's facing off against a lefty and he has so much power. And he does strike out a lot, but I think against this lefty, he's going to be able to put the ball in play. And Sheffield does give up some power, so you got to like Teoscar. You can go Grichuk if you want as well. You can go Springer, who's been always good against lefties. So you have your fair share of options from the Blue Jays side. But Toro continues to be a good value play at $2,800 at third base. Simeon is only 33, so he's going to be one of my favorites just because I think he should be high 3K range or low 4K range today, but you can get him at only 33 batting leadoff. And then Vasquez, just because I needed a bit of a cheaper option here, he's facing off against a lefty, so we know he can do some damage against lefties. He's affordable, and he will get a good spot in the order, probably like 6th today. Against lefties, he gets a bump just because he has a little bit more pop. And then Nola, just because not a lot of great options at pitching today. You have like Nola and Bassett as a couple of the top end guys, and then I'd rather just go up a little bit to Nola. Otani's 95, he's in play, but I think I can get to Nola and feel pretty good about the rest of my lineup. So that's about it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Best of luck today, and I'll catch you all next time.